So, thing is about this is that when you get these people in a room together, and they talk about wonderful opening talks, by the way, thank you very much. Actually, sometimes you really want to ask them a direct question on some really knotty, tricky little things that we like day-to-day, key challenges, as we like to say, in the PMO world. So what I just wanted to do, I've got 3 questions. I'm going to put them to all 3 of you. I want to keep it brief. That's what we like, don't we? Short, succinct, some really good takeaways. So I'm going to come back to you. This one's to you, first of all, Laura. So last decade, I'm sure you'll all agree with this, there's so many different ways of delivering change, yeah? We've got waterfall, we've got agile, we've got hybrid, we've got product, we've got DevOps, we've got lots of different stuff going on. So the PMO has had to quickly adapt, flex, to deliver this, supporting this kind of delivery. So how is a PMO doing this? How can they do it? Today, there's a real challenges today. How can we keep pace? And what does it actually mean? And what does it look like when you're supporting delivery today?
So this one's an easy one. You solve the business problems at hand, and they're not always going to look the same. So what the reality that we're all facing, and there's anyone get a little scared with the whole agile movement, and now see what's happening with the agile movement, right? There's a lot of, well, you must be product, not project, and there's this big shift from project to product, and you must be this or that, or you must be all agile, or you must be all the hybrid, and it can't be. Why don't we just solve the business problems that our executives need and put common sense into common practice? So that's really what it's about, is being nimble, flexible, adaptive, and, dare I say, little a agile when it comes to just do what makes sense to solve the problems that are in front of you. So I want everyone to get away from focusing so much on, is it waterfall all the time? Is it agile all the time? I don't care if it's water scrumfall. It doesn't matter as long as it's solving the problems that your executives have. So it really is about saying, what is the problem we need to solve? How can we best solve that problem to accelerate getting to the business results? That's what you're there to do, is accelerate strategy delivery from start to finish. Regardless of the type of projects that you're managing, whether they are seen as operational, keep the lights on, pretty sure that's important to your strategy, as well, or strategy projects or anything in between. Just make sure that you're doing what makes sense to solve the problem of the moment and not let the methodology wars get in the way of actually getting to the business results your executives want you to get to.
And I think as well, what we've seen over the last 5 to 10 years is a proliferation of different delivery frameworks, and it's going to continue. It's not going to stop.
It's going to continue.
It is absolutely going to continue, and I think one of the things that we've all talked about being kind of trusted advisors to the organisation is just make sure we're keeping abreast of those changes.
Yeah.
So we actually know the ways to address the business problem, and I think we need to be those people who are out there in the kind of the project management industry, understanding where those changes are, so we can help our organisations move and use the latest thinking and technology to solve those business problems.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, I fully agree with you. I just want to add something very, very important. There is something that we clearly identified during our research that led to the development of the PMO Practice Guide. The point is, value is like a journey, right? Yeah. So it's not a milestone. You will deliver value during your journey. And you have to understand where you are and who you are serving to as a PMO. So it means that sometimes people say, oh, they don't see the value of what I'm doing, and I'm doing a great job. Yes, they don't see the value because they can't see the value. It's not because it's not valuable. It's because they can't see the value. It's like you are dealing with children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? If I have a child here and an adult and say, hey, I have 2 options, a real Ferrari and a toy, a remote control Ferrari. The adult will say, give him the keys. The child will say, okay, they are very, very smart today, but this one will say, I want the toy. And you say, no, but the Ferrari is much more valuable. Take the Ferrari. No, I want a toy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we talk about the executives, it's crazy because we believe that they know what we are talking about just because they are executives. There are no doubts that they are great in the business. Otherwise, they won't be there. But in our topic, some of them, they are children, and they will never tell you that. Never. So it means that we have to understand it and respect this journey. Sometimes we are trying to be strategic, and it's very frustrating because they don't care about that. And you say, come on, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yes, because you are in the beginning of your journey. Now, they don't care because they are children. But if we educate them, if we raise them, they will start to see what we see. You know, it takes some time. We can accelerate this process. But don't feel frustrated because it's part of the game. Value changes over time. That's how I see that.
So thank you very much. And just one other topic area that I hear all the time is about maturity. Okay, maturity of the organisation, maturity of our project management, maturity of the PMO, all of this kind of stuff. Eileen, I know this is a subject that's close to your heart. What should we actually care about, be focusing on actually doing around this whole subject around maturity?
So, maturity on being able to deliver projects and programs has got a number of frameworks that have been gradually accepted. And there's various, as Americo said, there are different ways to do that. Where we've continued to struggle is this concept of PMO maturity. And it's interesting because there is no agreed model, and it's so contextual to the organisation, and it's back to doing what your organisation needs. And it's kind of, that's where we need to be kind of judging ourselves. And I think one of the challenges with maturity, it has so many different individual parts that contribute to that, from individuals' skills and capabilities of the project managers, the delivery capability of the PMOs, the quality of the strategy of the organisation, so you actually know what you're developing against, as well as the senior managers and the sponsors, the processes, the procedures, the technology. It only takes one of those things to change to create an imbalance, and you know, you'd be really proud of kind of moving up your kind of maturity within the organisation, doing things better, doing more of the right things. The organisation's been more successful in delivery of strategy, and one of the senior managers changes, and all of a sudden you feel useless again because they've changed the wording of the strategy, they've changed some of the metrics about what they say important. And so I think what we just need to be careful of is that we don't see maturity as a one-way kind of way forward. It will kind of go up and it'll go down, and part of our skill should be to be able to adapt. And we were talking yesterday at PMO Learn about the Cynefin model, about just being able to understand the environment that we're in and do what we can at the time that we're there.
Right.
Correct.
There's one really important part to all of this for maturity. You are, personally, I believe that you should not compare your PMO and your organization to some industry standard. They are out there and they can be guides, but the measuring stick is, am I achieving the business value my organization needs and moving my organization in its own maturity? And that path may not be perfectly aligned with an industry standard. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means that you need to redirect your energy to say, what does this organization need at each step in the process, and how do I solve these problems? Then, once you solve those problems, then the next set of problems are going to appear, because you've addressed the first set, and that will be your next step on your maturity growth path. But I think it should be custom to the organization and the unique needs of that organization, and that's how you get away from, we're just the standard policed and doing what the industry says, versus we're solving your problems the right way in our situation, our environment, in a way that works with our culture instead of doing it to the culture.
Okay, I'm going to bring it then to a close. I'd just like to say thank you very much for these three guys to get us set for the day, and let's have a look at how we're going to sort out these challenges, these problems. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.